Hey y'all, it's Cody from Sleepopolis, and today we are talking all about white noise. We're going to talk about what it is, how it works, whether or not it's safe, how it compares to other colors of noise, and much, much more. So crank up your white noise machine and get ready to learn all about everyone's favorite shh. Okay, first things first. What in the world is white noise? Well, according to Merriam-Webster, white noise is defined as a heterogeneous mixture of sound waves extending over a wide frequency range. What? Yeah, I know, it's a little confusing, but what it means is that white noise is a type of noise that's produced when many sounds of many different frequencies play together at the same time. Basically, if you were to take every sound that a human could possibly hear, from the low lows to the highs, you would get white noise. In fact, white noise gets its name from white light, which is a type of light that contains every color in the rainbow. And when you mix together all these different tones, it sounds like this, or even this. Think static, or the snowy screen of an old school TV that's lost its signal. And what I find really interesting about white noise is that though it sounds like a block of indiscernible tones, if you were to dissect it out sound by sound, you would actually be able to hear every single one. And it's kind of like when you're at a crowded house party and you can hear that everyone around you is talking, but you can't pinpoint a single voice unless you focus really hard. For that reason, it's probably easiest to think of white noise as a strong background hum that's consistent in terms of volume, frequency, and tone. And this consistency is actually what makes white noise such a fantastic tool for sleep. Essentially, it creates a sound masking effect in which it's able to cover up sharp noises that might otherwise disturb you in the night. And these noises could be things like slamming doors, dogs barking, babies crying, anything abrupt or unpleasant. And in this way, you can kind of think of white noise as like a shield between slumbering you and the outside world. But don't just take my word for it. There's been a ton of research done into the subject, with many recent studies finding white noise to be an effective tool for inducing sound sleep. This one from 2017, for example, found that white noise helped to reduce subjects' sleep onset latency, aka the amount of time it took them to fall asleep, by upwards of 40%. And this one from 2016 discovered that white noise helped patients in a noisy coronary care unit of a hospital sleep better than they normally would. And there's even been some evidence to suggest that white noise could help with learning, concentration, and memory retention. And another thing that's really great about white noise is that it's highly accessible. You can listen to it via a white noise machine, like this little guy right here. You can download an app on your smartphone and listen to it there, or you can even just watch a video on YouTube as you're falling asleep. And most experts suggest hitting play right before you go to bed and letting it play all night long. For more, let's hear from occupational therapist and sleep consultant Annie Schlecht about why she recommends white noise for her patients.
The reason why it works so well is that you just think about all the technology that we have going on, like throughout our homes throughout the night, even like the AC kicking on, the furnace kicking on, dogs barking, cars driving down the street. Our brains are wired to try and pick up patterns to keep us safe and alert us of what's going on. So the whole idea of a white noise or a background noise would be that it would block some of those sounds out so that you could keep consistently sleeping through and transitioning through your sleep cycles without those disruptions of sleep patterns.
Though many experts agree that white noise is a safe and effective treatment for restlessness, there have been some recent studies that have suggested that it could actually be harmful for the body, especially for those who suffer from tinnitus or ringing in the ears. However, there hasn't been too much research done into these claims, and in fact, many of them have been debunked by medical professionals. That being said, if you are someone who's sensitive to loud noises or sounds, I'd recommend, turning your white noise machine down to a low volume and keeping the device at least 6 feet away from your head. In regards to whether or not white noise is safe for kids, all signs point to yes. In fact, Annie Schlecht specifically recommends that parents use white noise when sleep training their children.
The sounds that they're exposed to in the womb is pretty similar to the white sounds that we're trying to expose them to with the noise machines. And again, I don't want it too overstimulating or overpowering. So again, I'm always recommending to keep it further away from the head of the bed or the crib for the kids.
So we know what white noise is, how it works, and that it's safe. But did you know that white noise is just one of many different types of noise that can help folks snooze? Yeah, I didn't know about this either before I started researching this video, but there are actually 4 major colors of noises that people use to help them sleep. And those are white noise, gray noise, pink noise, and brown noise. And when we talk about the color of a noise, we're actually talking about the power spectrum of its signal. So with white noise, it's equal power across all frequencies. That means the lows are as powerful as the highs. And it has the sound of sort of like a static TV, an air conditioner, and a fan. And it's perhaps the most common color of noise. And then when we get to gray noise, it's sort of like less power across the spectrum. It has a flatter sound than white noise. So it's a little softer, a little calmer. Think about a soft, steady rainfall. It's going to give you the same effect of white noise, but it's going to be a little quieter. And then when we get to pink noise has more power in the lower end of the frequency spectrum. So if we're sort of thinking about how to order it, it would be white noise, gray noise, and pink noise right here. And pink noise is a great tool for people who like a nice, low, calm effect. Think the rustling of fall leaves underfoot. And then finally, we get to brown noise, which is the deepest of all the color noises, and it has the most power in its lower frequencies. And this is for someone who's maybe in a really noisy environment. They need to cancel out a lot of different sounds because it has the sound of like a loud, roaring waterfall. And which one you choose totally depends on your preferences and what kind of sound environment you already have in your bedroom. And to give you an idea of what all these different colors of noises sound like, I'm going to play a couple clips for you. So this is white noise. This is gray noise. Pink noise, and brown noise. And as you can hear, they're all kind of similar in that they sound kind of staticky, but there's definitely a difference in volume between the brown noise and, say, the gray noise. So play around, find a machine that has a couple of different options, and figure out which color you like the best. All right, so to wrap up this video, we are going to end things with a couple of the most frequently asked questions I get about white noise here at Sleepopolis. So I'm going to read a couple of these for you. Okay, number 1, what does white noise do to you? Well, technically, white noise doesn't do anything to you. It more does something to your environment. And what it does is it creates the sound masking effect that we talked about before that sort of like prevents abrupt, sharp, or unpleasant noise from getting at you while you're sleeping. Can white noise be harmful? So any loud noise or sound can technically be harmful to you, but that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with white noise specifically. Again, if you're someone who struggles with noises or is specifically sensitive to loud sounds, I would recommend talking to a doctor before you use white noise for your bedtime routine. Number 3, is it good to sleep with white noise? In my personal opinion, I think it's great to sleep with white noise. I sleep with a white noise machine, many of my friends do, and I think it could be especially good for light sleepers who have trouble falling asleep at night. Of course, the best way to know if white noise is going to work for you is to try it out for yourself. What color noise is best for sleep? You know, this really comes down to personal preference. As we talked about earlier, all of the 4 major colors of noises have these different characteristics to them. If you want something classic, consistent, and strong, white noise is going to work for you. If you want something low and sultry and subtle, pink noise might be the one for you. And if you just need a little gray noise might be the one for you. Again, I recommend trying out all of them. There are videos on YouTube, there are apps that have all the different colors of noises, so play around and figure out which one is best for you. Well folks, that does it for this guide to white noise. For more sleep-related content and resources, make sure to go to sleepopolis.com and to subscribe to the Sleepopolis YouTube channel. Well, until next time, happy dreaming!